person drinking tea over there. Isn't that Yelan? Oh, looks like she's having some kind of tea party with friends. We're just in time.
Well, Officer Edler, after all that work, I think we've got them this time. Might take a few days to wrap up things in the field. In the meantime...
Much appreciated, Miss Yelan. This case 13 strongholds. One thieving weasel after another. I'm just glad we finally took down these crooks. Anyway, I'm gonna...
Don't forget to take some tea and dim sum back to your friends at the Maison.
Oh, looks like Yelan's friend left. Paimon cut...
Ah, another pleasant surprise. Traveler, Paimon. Excuse me, a pot of your finest Yunlai white tea if you would. And 2 more place settings. Now, judging by that expression, I assume you came over to ask about the 2 spies that were just watching us.
Ah! Spies? What spies? There were spies.
Oh, more than that, I'm sure. I bet they already sent someone to tail Officer Edler. Anything to foil our operation.
Oh, so you're tracking down... They've got some nerve spying on you like that. Pretty bold if you ask Paimon.
Well, those tend to be the kinds of cases that cross my desk. If I could leave it to someone else, I would. I could have been on vacation right now. Mora laundering, to the tune of 10 figures and counting.
Laundry? What does that have to do with Mora? And who are these figures? There are 10 of them?
In layman's terms, a certain merchant in Fontaine possesses a large amount of Mora obtained through illicit means. But it's easy to get caught when you're moving that kind of cash. So you cover your tracks, create a front to avoid detection, and what do you know? Your illegal Mora now looks completely... And this merchant's front of choice? Fine art and antique auctioneering. He buys goods from all over Tevat, brings them back to Fontaine, and rebrands them as pieces of fine art, driving up their price in the process. Then, when the items go to auction, he buys them up at their inflated price with his own illicit funds. And through this exchange, the proceeds... This process allows him to legitimize his illicit wealth. He even launders Mora for other criminals as well, a business which earned him the title, the Dark Financier. That's to be expected, I suppose. In Chenyu Vale, you can get your hands on exquisite antiques without breaking the bank. Tea sets, porcelain, jade... Liyue goods being used in illicit underground schemes poses a real... So, instead of getting to enjoy my long-awaited vacation in Fontaine, it's back to work for me.
Okay. Paimon thinks she gets it now. It's like, but if you know what this merchant is up to, you go to the auction, wait for him to appear, then...
Not a bad plan, Paimon. But there are 2... If you were the mastermind behind this whole scheme, would you really expose yourself...
Oh, yeah. You wouldn't want to be seen doing the dirty work. You'd send someone out. No, wait. Even if Paimon turned bad, the Traveler would never... Paimon would... Oh. Even if you track down the goods, if this dark...
It's not just a matter of who's at the auction. You also have to source the goods, transport them back to Fontaine, get them to the auction house. None of which are tasks he performs himself. Tracking down the goods is already complicated enough. They change hands so the most logical course of action, you start small. You find someone you can follow behind all the smoke screens, who'll lead you straight back to the Dark Financier.
Wait, so you were just pretending?
Right you are, Traveler. Working with the Millilith and Officer Edler, we managed to launch attacks on all of the Dark Financier's strongholds, which allowed us to nab most of his crew. Those spies just now were his most important agents. The first is Corday, a senior member of the Fontaine Antique Association, in charge of auctioning off the goods. And the other is Dodamani, a ship owner from Sumeru and longtime cargo transport. They're under pressure to salvage the situation, so we let them slip through the cracks on purpose. The goal is to make them think that, by some stroke, they think keeping tabs on Officer Edler will allow them to operate under her radar and get whatever remains of. But little do they know, while their attention's fixed on her. So, interested in. I'm curious how you take to this line of work. Could be some potential there.
Yeah, we kind of stumbled into this whole thing, but now we're a part of it. Let's do it! For Yoan, for the
I admire your selflessness. Let me be the one to look out for your self-interests then. Namely, your payment. How about we do this the Fontainian way? You'll getting started is always the hardest part, but luckily, the Dark Financier's crew is even more on guard than usual. And I think I know just the place to... All right, let's start our investigation here.
So, we can all agree this is just a normal stretch of wilderness, right? Paimon doesn't see any bad guys to nab around here.
Well, it didn't take long for you to understand our role here, Traveler. Thinking like a top... Like I said, we need to start small. If we want to track down the man himself, our best bet, and to do that, locating his hidden... Which brings us to why we're here. Pretty good vantage point from up here, don't you think?
Huh, guess so. Paimon can see...
It's a lighthouse. The Millilith use it to monitor the situation at sea. In addition, the flashing of the light can also serve as a means of communication. Oh? Let's hear it. Not too far off at all. The Millilith maintain an impeccable... This location offers a perfect vantage point to observe their lighthouse signals and deduce their patterns of behavior, which is a so we should be able to find traces of the dark...
Oh, okay.
It's simple. Just take this forensic imaging device and investigate the surrounding area. As long as we're meticulous. Well, remember, an eye for detail is key. Clues are often hidden. some good finds. Whatever door this key opens could be critical to the investigation.
Huh. So there really is evidence around here. What if the...
These objects suggest the Dark Financier scouts were likely disguised as fishermen. People like that are trained. All they'd need to do is come up with a believable excuse, like needing a place to rest.
Ugh. Paimon can just see their smug faces getting away with something like that.
Not to mention, the traces on these objects are fresh, which means the scout here is still active, and so we need to stay vigilant. We can't let them... I had a hunch this area was being used as a lookout, and I was right. Any ideas? Spot on again, Traveler. Looks like you don't need anyone to hold your... Given a carrier pigeon's speed, the two locations should be close enough to deliver messages quickly. That means the base we're ruling out areas within line of sight of the lighthouse, as well as places with a lot of foot traffic.
That just leaves...
That certainly sounds plausible. You have the cover of the mountains, and the advantage... Well, our next destination is decided then. Merciless. Merciless.
And nothing out of the ordinary here, either.
That's right. No detail. The evidence could be even... All right.
Where they stashed their...
Well, well. Looks like you tracked it down in no time. Now, time to test out the key we found earlier. Let's see. This isn't their home turf, so I doubt they had time to set... I'll take it from here. The last thing we want is to leave traces behind in there. Caution is the name of the game. You two keep a lookout. Make sure no one barges in while I'm in there.
You got it! This is a first for us, but the Traveler can do... And good point.
All right, that's done. I've noted the features of all the porcelain items. We need to keep a lookout for these features at the auction and pinpoint the person attempting to purchase the corresponding goods.
Wow! That was fast! You must do that all the...
Now, we wait. There are countless... I'll continue to conduct surveillance in the area. Once his two lackeys move the goods, we can shift our focus to the upcoming...
Got it! I'll wait, and then follow them straight to the guy behind it.
This whole time, Officer Edler has been leading her two stalkers on a wild goose chase around Chaoying Village. Not to mention our operation has already put them under extreme pressure. So let's meet back up at Yilong Wharf and...
Yelan! Ooh! Paimon's getting excited! Searching for evidence, tracking down a crime boss. It's like being a real detective!
Well done, you two. Right on time. The day after we infiltrated the storage facility, the Dark Financier's two lackeys, Corday and Dodamani, start. See that ship? It's the one Dodamani dispatched to transport the.
Whoa! That's one huge boat! Paimon can see all the goods piled up on the pier. Seems like it's transporting quite a few passengers.
Thinking 2 steps ahead? If Corday and Dodamani think the authorities are onto them, it's possible the goods they're sending to Lumidus Harbor, but we need to be careful. Several members of the crew have confessed that a veteran treasure hoarder known as Scamface is an escaped convict. Scamface is a master of staying hidden. Based on, I'll circle the area to draw Scamface's. Remember to keep a low profile.
Yeah! And Paimon will do her best to...
All set? All right.
So much cargo again today. My back.
Okay, so, no fakes. These people are definitely anxious to get their goods to... But did you see the strange markings on some of them?
Good work. As for the auction, Officer Edler was able to gather some useful intel too. We're almost certain their target is the auction. The markings you managed to capture were applied with a special kind of paint. Almost impossible. I think we're looking at a treasure hoarder insignia. Each big shot in the organization has their own, almost like a personal signature. And consider, based on the port manifest, it looks like the marked goods include fertilizer.
So, nothing special.
Fertilizer, soap, and might be risky, but I'm gonna investigate on board and hitch a ride to Fontaine.
Yeah! Let's see this.
Well, you've proved yourself so far, so I don't see a problem with that. Just know once we board the ship, so make sure you're prepared.
Excuse me, passengers. Due to limited space in the cargo hold, we've been forced to store some of the goods on the deck.
Ah, please, no need to apologize for your success in business. I just hope it rubs off on the rest.
It looks like all the goods marked with Scamface's insignia have Corday listed as the shipper. Dodamani is in the cargo hold, likely making sure.
Are they... inspect...
Here, take this cipher. It should help you figure out their code. This is the plan. While I distract Corday and Dodamani, you two investigate the goods marked with Scamface's insignia. We might learn something useful. By all means.
Huh? Wait! You're just gonna go up and talk?
Oh, Excuse me, gentlemen, but have we met? You're Mr. Corday, a famous antique collector in the Quartier Lyonnais, correct? I believe the three of us have had the pleasure of meeting once before.
Huh? You...
Ah, the Dice Master of Yenshang Tea House. It's a pleasure.
Oh, so you've heard of me too?
Yes, I had an absolutely delectable cup of tea there once. One can hardly...
Yes, that must be it. Well, looks like we ran into each other at the perfect time. I'm someplace I could find an exquisite tea set, perhaps. Like a fine art exhibition, or...
You...
Ah, does this gentleman have an interest in tea sets as well?
Of course. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Yelon. I'm also heading to Fontaine for travel. Corday's invitation, you see.
Yep. Yelon is actually talking to them. Are we? All right. Then let's go somewhere out of their line of sight so we can start investigating those What's with the strong smell? And there's a strange note. But Paimon can't read what it says. Yelon really thinks of everything, huh? But, you know how to use this thing, right? Well, what does it say? Blowing up the ship? Are they nuts? Paimon thought this was about getting the authorities off their tails, not drawing even more attention. Okay, Yelon was right. There are innocent people on this ship. That's all the bombs on the deck. What about the
Already taken care of. Good work, you two. You stayed calm?
Yelon! Honestly, it's all thanks to you. It was your idea to board this. Wait a sec. Where are Corday and Dodamani?
Recovering from the shock, I would imagine. Suddenly finding out that you're being targeted by a dangerous individual.
Indeed. To think such evil
Well, no need to fear. I'll alert the Maison Gardiennage. Your cargo will also need to be So, if I may, where are your goods heading, Mr. Corday?
to the Hotel de Bois.
Ah, then rest assured.
Our sincerest thanks.
You scared the life out of Paimon, Yelan!
It's not a question of if, Paimon. I'm sure they caught on. But in the interest of... Now we can be sure the Dark Financier is getting desperate. The stint on... He needs to get rid of anything that could be traced back to him. So, you blow up the ship. You send the goods meant for the auction. The last thing he wanted was for the goods to make it to the auction. But now we've ensured that they will. He could choose not to send one of his agents to the auction, and let his goods go to an unsuspecting buyer instead. It would only be a matter of time before the buyer realized the valuation was off and reported it to the authorities. At best, the Dark Financier has to find a new kind of moral laundering scheme. At worst, he loses one of his last reliable agents and... Exactly.
Okay, so...
Don't worry. I'm sure the Traveler will... We're in the home stretch. And taking it, Officer Edler already has an informant stationed at the scene. I'll meet you at the Hotel de Boer and...
Alright, time to meet back up with Yelan. Our destination... This is our chance to catch the culprit behind this whole scheme.
Good evening, patrons. Allow me...
Oh, Paimon's getting a little nervous. Wow! This place is packed! Is every rich person in Fontaine here? Oh, wait! The people we're after are hiding here too! It's time to get... What? It's not like we're rich like the rest of these people. We need a little something to blend in. Besides, if we're here as honest, hard-working detectives, we might as well look the part. Too bad. Paimon doesn't have another. But she'll help you make one once this is all over.
Well, you two seem raring to go. Good to see you're not nervous. But remember, the key to blending into an event like this is remaining calm and collected. Slow your breathing.
Yelan? It is you, right? It must be you.
Well, I am the current owner of the Genshin Tea House after all, as well as an honored guest at this auction. So, I thought something with more of a Fontainian flair might be nice. A special outfit for a special occasion.
No, not at all.
All right. Well, let the vacation begin. You two are expert investigators at this point. With us working together, I'd say our chances of success are stacked higher than the cake towers and the...
We sure make a great team, but...
This time your mission is simple. Take this dossier and when the Dark Financier's antiques are up, all you need to do is bid. We want to drive up the price.
Wait, so we get to actually take part in the auction?
Thoughtless bidding usually leads to a warning, or even disqualification. But the special account you two will be using during the bidding has no credit limit. So you can drive up the price as high as you want. The more chaos we create, the better. The Dark Financier knows we're on his tail, so I highly doubt he sent one of his trusted agents here. The buyer's likely After the incident with the ship, several buyers registered for the auction at the last minute. They're all wearing special pins, signifying them as tea aficionados. Our target should be among them. And I'm sure he's terrified, because if a different buyer develops an interest in one of their inflated goods, not to mention the buyer has limited funds at his disposal. The Dark Financier likes to work in small sums at a time, so his scapegoat can't go too overboard with the bidding.
Okay, so complicated stuff aside, the point is...
There's seating reserved for special guests on the second floor. I'll be up there during the bidding. One thing going wrong might not be enough to slip him up. But target him again and again. Once the auction is over, we'll find somewhere secluded to corner the buyer and have a nice...
Yeah! We're on a win...
Here comes the catch. He's acting strange, and there's something off with his attire. No mistake, that's our guy. His tea aficionado pin is a special color. Most likely to make it easier for Corday to keep tabs on him and the situation as a whole, which means the two don't know each other well at all. That's...
Wow, I can't believe I won the bid for this antique painted vase. Should be a wonderful addition to my home decor.
Did you see those tea sets from Chenyu Vale? People were bidding on them left and right.
This was not how it was meant to go. Where did those two come from?
Whatever your employer is offering you, the Maison Gardiennage will double it.
You! I don't know what you're talking about.
Is that so? Well, you might be interested to know that this hitman over here is also on a need-to-know basis. If the person wearing the blue pin loses their bid, find somewhere secluded and eliminate them.
Eliminate?
You lucked out, kid. Getting cornered by the law just saved your life.
No, this can't be happening. The boss said that even if I got sent to the fortress of Meropide, all I had to do was keep my mouth shut, and he would find a way to get me out. And he even paid me 3 million in advance. On that alone, I could get my wife the best medicine, help her hang on for a few more years. But then, one auction goes wrong. Just one. And what? He's afraid I'm gonna talk? So now I'm just collateral damage?
You're risking your life to do this guy's dirty work and pad his pockets with even more cash.
I've got at least 70 people just like you locked up in the Maison Gardiennage.
No need. I'm guessing you're offering me a way out. What do you need me to do, officer?
All you need to do is arrange a meeting with your boss.
My boss, he's extremely careful about that kind of thing. I've only met him 3 times. The best I can do is take you to the place I'm supposed to deliver the goods. There's a certain method I...
All right then. But first, we need to search...
Phew! Mission You managed to get through to him so fast, Yelan.
Well, he was already nervous and uncertain. All it took was a sincere negotiation. Once I laid his interests out on the table, plus, we had some very convincing performances to help seal the deal. Especially you, officer. You make an excellent hitman.
Well, it's been a while since I've gotten to tap into a villain like that. Thought I could've pushed it a little more, honestly.
Are you kidding? Paimon felt like she was face to face with one of our bad guys of the week.
Well, what's next, Yelan? Want me to go after...
The Sumeru authorities have Dodamani covered. They're just waiting on our signal, and they'll nab him once he makes it back to Beta Harbor. The Millilith are pursuing Scamface, so that just leaves Corday.
You got it.
All right then. We'll reconvene 12 hours from now, when our new double agent will lead us into the Lion's Den. It's time for the Dark Financier to face the music.
All right, this is where the boss told me this area is full of apartments and warehouses for rent. That may now to arrange, but to tell you the truth, I have no idea how to activate them. Maybe he was planning to give me more information after the auction.
Paimon was hoping it would be smooth sailing at this. Well, after all the investigating it took us to...
If all goes to plan, this should be the last... All right, then let's see those detective skills in right. The mechanisms have been activated. Now, all we have to do is wait.
You know what? For some
My dear Monsieur Diderot, here to make excuses for your complete failure at the auction? Or to fish for a bigger cut? Accidents happen, of course. What I care about is whether you have the
So you do believe in consequences?
Oh? A trap, I presume. I've set a fair... No matter. Sometimes you take a chance on someone who turns out to... It's not easy to earn the dark financier Rovere Pelliccia's respect, but I must say, 6 months of planning and execution was all...
Why is the Dark Financier so... polite?
Oh, do be serious. You thought you'd corner me and then...
If you want to do this the easy way.
For 2 months, I've watched you as you cut off my limbs.
So you're planning on taking us down with you?
My livelihood is in tatters, Agent Yelan. Hundreds I had working under me, hundreds. And now, they're either locked up or useless. My Mora laundering days are over. We both know that. And considering how your operations been, I'm usually one to quit while I'm ahead, but you see, there's only so much a man can lose. So, Agent Yelan, even if the only...
Ah! Clockwork Mecha! Paimon takes back what she said!
An old military model. Bet these go for big bucks. You two have been a huge help, because as it so happens, he isn't the only one who has a score to settle here. If he wants to bring on the... Busted! Game's up. Fun's over. Quiet. No! Gotcha! Things are about to get dicey. Quietly now.
Unbelievable.
Any last words? Perhaps a bit too dramatic, isn't it? I'd rather not give a soapbox to a piece of scum like you. No. I think I'll say my... You can pretend to have seen the error of your ways, but it doesn't matter. Because every coin of dirty money that you've pocketed over the... And all you'll be able to do is curl up in the corner of your cell like a dying animal.
You're not a detective.
If you knew what's good for you, you'd have walked away from this fight. Whew. After 6 months of hard... Take this guy back to the court of Fontaine to stand trial. With any luck, we'll get to send him off... Oh, Miss Yelan, Traveler, Paimon. As a personal thanks for all your help.
I appreciate the sentiment, officer. I was just doing my job. If you want to reward someone for going above and beyond during this operation, it should be the Traveler and Paimon.
Wow. Paimon's had her detective cap on for so long, and maybe Paimon...
Well, if you're interested in this line of work, we're heading to the Maison...
You really mean it? Oh, is that okay, Traveler? Paimon's gonna go with... All right! Then let's rendezvous.
Well, both our lives can get back to normal now, Traveler. After talking about it for so long, mind humoring me for a bit, Traveler? what a nice night. Fresh from maritime flowers. If only we were on a rooftop terrace somewhere, enjoying a few glasses of sparkling wine and getting pleasantly tipsy. All right, then let's look for a place to stop. I wonder what's Oh, but first, I wanted to head to the Confrérie of Cabriere before it closes. I also heard about the intricate timepieces, clockwork furnishings, and fine jewelry you can... Well, with the most cultured traveler in all of Tevat by my side, I should take advantage... I'm satisfied. I wish I could take my time, maybe extend my stay a few more days. No one likes... It can't be helped. I still have to write up a formal report on the case and develop a more sophisticated cargo inspection system. Nod cry. No, nothing like that. Just meeting an intelligence partner to decide on a mutually beneficial agreement going forward. And to set some boundaries. I'll fill you in later. For now, why don't we take a picture together to commemorate this exciting trip to That's right. After this, I say we put the forensic imaging device to use one last time to take this picture. Perhaps we'll cross paths in Not Cry. If so, I hope this collaboration was just the first...